Video one of the Journey Files.
Welcome everybody, I am Hannah Knight. I will be your host today. We are going to be introducing Miss Marin Lane. She is an upcoming artist from Houston, Texas. I am very excited for you guys to get to have a little insight on who she is. She is actually one of my bestest friends and just a lovely soul altogether, and I'm really excited for everyone to get to hear her music and get to know her. Hey, what's your real name?
Marin Moranti.
But she goes by Miss Marin Lane.
Yes, Marin Lane is my middle name, so I thought that would be a cool artist name.
It's very artistry. I like that. Okay, so do you have anything that you kind of want to, if you want to introduce yourself, kind of give us a little bit of.
Sorry, I heard you.
If you guys happen to hear dogs crying or barking or whining, those are my dogs, and they're okay. They're perfectly fine. They just got FOMO. You know, we all got the FOMO. Okay,
Awesome.
so, all right, Miss Marin, go ahead and introduce yourself for us. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
What's up, guys? Hey, my name is Marin Lane. I am 21, and I am an upcoming artist from Houston, Texas.
All right, Marin, go ahead and tell us a little bit about who you are as an artist. Give the audience some background.
Yeah, so, interesting question, first question.
It's a hard question. Who are you?
Yeah, it is, because I still feel like I'm in the early stages of, myself as a person and also me as an artist. So at this point, in all honesty, I've got to say I'm nobody, I don't know who I am yet, and that's kind of what this road is all about, this journey that I'm on.
Yeah.
As a person and an artist, because I really don't know where it's going to go, but I know that I'm going to grow in, both places a ton. And I'm just excited to see, who I become, pretty much. So
I think you have a very strong sense of self, like personally, but as your artistry side, that's kind of who you're still trying to figure out and learn.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like that kind of ties in like with your genre. So like, go ahead and kind of tell us your genre type or.
Okay, it's another hard question because I am in the beginning stages. I write a lot of country stuff.
Right.
A lot of country comes out naturally. Probably
You're
just
a Southern
because
belle.
a little bit, I guess you could say, but I'm not, full country.
Yeah,
I don't live on a farm, and I don't. But well, I'm just trying to put in perspective. There's
city
really
gals,
country where you're milking cows every day, and then there's country where you live on land and you fish sometimes, and you have old cars in the back, and that's the kind of life. I don't milk cows every day. I wish I milked cows every day.
Oh my God.
Maybe one day, but yeah. So I don't really know exactly what my genre is.
Okay.
But I definitely do write a lot of country, and I think that comes from the morals and values that I have.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of, in the country kind of realm. So, but I do write pop stuff. I'd say the first song that I wrote, Wide Awake, was a pop song.
Yeah, it certainly.
It
It was more upbeat than country for sure.
Yeah, I would say that it was definitely pop type of genre.
I think you can kind of like intervene with all different genres though. So I like that you don't kind of like put yourself in a box, because you can hit your voice can like go a lot of places. So as you're starting out, it's good that you're not like, I'm gonna be a pop singer.
Well, and that's a good point too, because in the beginning of my whole music career, I guess you could say, I was an opera singer.
Yes, that's right.
So
from what, age 5, right?
Age 8.
8, okay.
So I sang with the Houston Grand Opera twice, and then we moved. Otherwise, I would have continued.
Yeah.
But the first opera was A Midsummer Night's Dream, which was in Shakespeare. So I had to learn the language of Shakespeare. And then the second opera was in, I forget, no, it's called The Queen of Spades, and Russian. So I had to learn Russian. So, and I still remember some of it. I couldn't tell you what it means, but
that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, so my genre has kind of, I don't know what my genre is.
Right.
But I've dabbled in everything.
Right,
Like from opera, which I don't think a lot of people have the opportunity, or they
don't have the opportunity.
Right. That was really good. Yeah, but so that's where I started. My voice was very, very full. I was a soprano, 8 years old, singing opera. I was paid.
Wow.
It was a whole, like it was a lot. And then, coming kind of full circle to just songwriting.
Right.
And just country and pop and a little bit of blues, old school music, just all kinds of things.
All right, so you've definitely gone through like a whole musical journey. You've dabbled in a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and I like that a lot because I don't know who I am as an artist yet.
Right.
And I think it's really going to help me figure out where I really want to be and what I like creating.
For sure.
But I'm married to the journey, so I like doing everything.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think that's the fun part about
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Like not being like, I'm only gonna do this.
Right. Exactly.
So like you said, you kind of started with opera. You took a pause. You moved and everything. So like right now, obviously you're only 21, but are you as advanced or are you where you kind of thought you would be? Giving yourself grace as you're 21, right? But are you where you imagine you would be here or?
Honestly, 5 years ago, I would have definitely not thought I would be in this place because I gave up music and it ended up coming around full circle and I couldn't really help it. It was kind of just put in my lap and I was like, dipping my toes in the water again. But I was like, whoa, hold up. I don't know if this is for me or not.
Yeah.
But like within the last year, 2 years, I've kind of realized, I've gone through this kind of process, self-realization that, okay, maybe this really is where I'm supposed to be and where I'm supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think that I could be any further along because I'm definitely, I think things have a way of working out. And timing too is big. Timing is everything. With everything in life, I think timing is a huge factor in, I can't think of the word, but just everything in life. Timing plays such a huge role, and I think that where I am right now is exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I don't think I could have started earlier. I could have found music earlier.
Yeah, but you're not behind at all. I don't think so.
No, I think I had to go through a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
With life.
But it built this character.
I had to become
the
artist.
Exactly.
I had to become me and then, kind of mash the two together and learn how to be me.
Right.
But also be the artist. So I think I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Well, I congratulate you on where you are. You have an amazing work ethic for somebody your age. So can you tell us how music makes you feel? Like, why do you connect with music? You've said many times, like, music chose you. Like, what is that feeling that you get that, music chose you? How do you know that? Because, maybe this could help answer other questions, upcoming musicians, whether they don't know if it's for them or not. So, like, maybe you sharing this would kind of put a little bit of insight on, what I'm saying?
I like your point of view and take on that. It's a hard question to answer.
Yeah.
Because music gives me feelings.
Right.
And feelings are what we have trouble.
Right.
Feeling, we have trouble. There aren't enough words to describe all the feelings that we have.
I totally agree.
Music is like a drug for me.
Yeah.
Where, people turn to alcohol or they turn to
other
cigarettes
substances.
or whatever it is.
Right.
Music is something that really does make me feel very high. And I've never been high before in my life.
Right.
I've never done drugs. But I think it's because I had an outlet that was so strong.
Yes.
That was so moving and touching that I didn't
need anything else.
I never craved anything else. I craved the things that I can get lost in. And that's what people crave, what they can get lost in.
Yeah.
Right? They don't want to feel anything else.
Right.
Music is that for me. And it's a whole experience. Like when I'm, especially to be the artist and to be in control of what I'm
like making it.
Right. It's different. I would think that it's different than just being a listener or an outsider and actually taking in what you're hearing, because I'm in control of the music. Right. I'm in control of the melody. Yeah. I'm in control of all the words that come out. And when you are in control of all the pieces.
I couldn't imagine that, honestly, like thinking about it, because, you know, sometimes you listen to music and it really has a way of like altering your state of mind, you know?
Yeah.
So to really just put yourself in the perspective of like creating the music, I could only imagine like how that would really make you feel, you know, knowing like, I made this. It's awesome.
It's a whole different feeling. Because like you said, music as a listener can, you know, alter your state and make you feel things that you haven't felt, and you can't help it.
Right.
You're basically being manipulated by the sound. So, you know, as being the listener, music has a way of altering, you know, your state and how you feel in that moment.
Right.
But as the creator, you're creating the altering of the moment. So you have there's multiple things going on.
Yeah.
Rather than just being a listener taking it in.
Right.
You're in control of everything, and
that's incredible.
It's like I said, I don't have a word.
Yeah.
For the feeling that it gives me. There aren't enough words to describe how it feels. But I don't think I am very lucky.
It's your true love.
I feel very fortunate to have an outlet that does make me feel things that I know a lot of other people probably couldn't feel.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful for that. I really am.
I think that's absolutely beautiful. I wonder if other musicians feel the same way. But on another note, who, as far as musicians or things or, you know, places, people, doesn't really matter. What is your inspiration? Like, where does inspiration like stem from? You know?
Yeah. So definitely a lot of old music. I'm an old soul.
For sure, I know.
You know I'm an old soul.
I know.
I always will be. I always have been.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
just
different
like
now.
Stevie Nicks, you know?
And I love Stevie Nicks. I love Fleetwood Mac and Journey and Kiss and, you know, Def Leppard. I love the sound. I love the feeling that it gives me. And it's timeless. It never loses its value.
Right.
In my opinion.
No, in my opinion too.
The sound never goes.
Matter.
You're right. Yeah. You know what? But no, I mean, old music to me it's timeless. It's full. It has body. It's a whole nother experience that artists are not capturing these days and then delivering to people.
Right.
And that's why I always go back to the old music. And I think I like a lot of modern artists now.
Yeah.
A lot of country artists. I like certain writers. But I have to say, I always go back to the old school.
Yeah.
I always go back to the old school, the blues, the rock and roll. You know,
it's also different back then.
It's different.
You know?
It's different, and it's, well, in some ways it is, in some ways it's not. It feels almost simpler.
Right.
And more meaningful.
Yeah.
And it's you know, I don't know if I should say this on video or not, but it's not all about like sex and drugs and money and it's real.
It's different. Yeah.
It's real.
Exactly.
It's about like love and lust and I know lust, you know, but
it is though. You know, there's actual meaning behind it.
And I think, you know, having morals and very strong morals and values, I think I also relate.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
A lot more.
Yeah, I mean, because we can't relate to like living in mansions and having all these cars and having like strippers all around us and stuff, you know? Like we can't relate to those things.
No, and that's, I mean, some people want that, but that, you know, that ain't me.
Right.
You know, I just didn't grow up like that, and I'll never be that type of person. But it, you know, old school music to me is timeless and it's meaningful, and there are sounds that we never hear today, and that's why I gravitate towards the old school. So I would definitely say that, you know, I would like to try and recreate some of those old school sounds.
Kind of bring it back in your own way.
Bring it back, but also, obviously, you have to modernize it a little bit
Of
because
course,
you have,
of course.
everybody wants the modern sound.
Yeah.
But
you gotta appeal to the listeners, you know.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you still have to be with today's time.
Yeah.
That's music, and that's what people
That's
want.
hard today.
It is hard.
It's honestly
It
very
is hard. But definitely, I'm definitely old school.
Yeah,
That's
for
what I
sure.
like.
That's what I like too.
It's what I
That's why I like you, girl. All right, let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit. I think you definitely gave a really good insight on who you are as an artist, and although you say you don't really know yet or know your genre, I think you very much give off how you are, if that makes sense, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot to you, and I want everybody to know. Go ahead and tell us a couple of your passions, because music is your life, obviously, but you have a lot more into that. So,
so yeah, oh my goodness, I'm into just everything that's creative. And
everything that you make, that's what it is.
Yeah,
You're like building and making.
I do. I really do. Yes. I like the control. I like, being able to.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
F you, man. Worst host guy. Get your ass out here.
Switch, right? Come on. All right. No, but for real though, you do though.
No,
you do.
I love dabbling in everything.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was always trying to make money. I've been a businesswoman.
Been an entrepreneur since came out the canal.
Pretty much. I have my own little cookie website. Nobody look up Marin's Cookies because the pie pictures are terrible, but I have pies and cookies on there, y'all. But no, we're not in business right now.
We're not in business. COVID took us out of business.
I'm doing music. No, but yeah, so honestly, one of the first passions I had was honestly baking.
Okay.
I used to bake every day when I would get home from school. I would bake cakes, I would bake cookies, I would make pies. Like,
She never ate any of it. No, she never ate any of it.
Well, okay, but when I was a little kid, it was different. Well, the reason she's saying this is because I also have a passion for bodybuilding. But when I was a little kid, I really just didn't like
sweets.
I didn't, I liked making it. That was the fun part. I didn't like eating it.
Yeah.
My family would eat it, so, or I would go sell it. I'd go door to door and sell it.
Okay.
What?
Back then we could do that. Now you can't do that anymore.
No, you can't.
Times have changed.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But baking was one of my first passions. Bodybuilding is a huge passion, as you know. As most people, I would say,
probably know that more about that.
Than music.
Yeah.
Just because music, I didn't really. There wasn't any momentum.
Yeah.
And with fitness, that's kind of always been something
going on, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I've been, into bodybuilding since I was
16, right?
About 16 years old, but obviously I didn't know everything that I know now, and it's a little bit different. I'm just now really getting started, I would say.
Well, we met, funny story, we actually met in the 8th grade, and she always looked very, toned, everyone always thought that she, worked out and everything. You're a gymnast, though, right?
I was for a couple years.
In gymnast, so you've always had, fitness has always been a part of you.
Yeah.
And then high school.
Yeah, I played sports, so I never actually got to play sports in high school, which was honestly devastating, but time is, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I did play sports in middle school, and I played a lot of sports in middle school, but nothing consistent.
Right.
And that was, I wish that I would have had the opportunity to play something or run track, consistently and get a college scholarship. That was one of my dreams, I guess. But, it doesn't always work out like that.
Yeah.
But bodybuilding is something that I found, in place of that pretty much. So that is my, my go-to.
Staple, yeah.
So baking, bodybuilding, cars. I love old cars.
Yes.
I have a 1981 Camaro that I bought when I was 16. I worked 2 jobs. I worked at a pizza parlor and lifeguarding and babysitting when I could. I begged my dad to let me because of all the repairs, and it's a it's a job.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of upkeep,
a lot of maintenance there.
But cars and
fashion,
yeah. I mean, I try to draw as much as I can. Just write, get all my ideas out with whether it's fashion, like clothes or shoes or even jewelry. I imagine it, and then I'll when I can, I try to just doodle it. I'm not the best artist. I can be if I have a lot of time.
Okay.
But that's what I don't have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. You're a Marin of all makings. A Marin of all makings. There we go. Okay, so you kind of dabble within everything. I think all of that kind of brings who you are, though. You know, you got a lot to offer, and a lot of
I agree.
Different people, honestly, that you can relate to with all of your different passions. So obviously that makes you different. Kind of going out of you're a very different person, especially as a woman. You're a different kind of woman,
I would say so,
which I appreciate and I absolutely adore and love about you. But what would you say makes you different? And we can kind of relate this back to the artistry side, but what makes you different? So, in this oversaturated industry almost, what is going to make you stand out? What makes you different there?
I feel like I've had enough time to find out who I am. And because of that, I know that I will be a lot stronger of an artist as a person. Actually, doing the journey, but also making it through and being the person that I was when I started, and the artist, obviously you grow, but
of course.
I'm still me at
the
through
core,
it and at the core. And I think a lot of these big artists were kind of thrown into just all of it, the fame, the money, the crazy fashion
too,
right. And I mean, all I can think is, well, did you find yourself?
Right.
Do you know who you are? Even though you've had this many years they don't. And honestly, from my opinion, you can see it.
Absolutely, that's what I was going to say.
You can see it and you can feel it.
They start down spiraling,
They do that because they don't know. They don't have any anchor. They don't have the control. They're married to the
money,
to the fame, to the money, to the lifestyle, and there isn't any self-preservation there.
Right.
And you can't blame them. It's what they're thrown into.
Absolutely.
But
that's why you're lucky to be where you are.
And that's why, you asked me that question earlier, do I feel like I should be further along, or, am I right where I thought it would be? I do. And I'm very grateful to have had the time to actually get to 21 years of age
this woman,
and go through a lot in my life personally and with the artist that I am, and then be ready to go.
Right.
Because at this point, I'm not scared of my boat being rocked. You know what I mean? I just know what I need to do.
That was an amazing answer. That was like the best answer that you could have given, honestly. And the greatest thing about it is that it's authentic, and you can't.
Thank
you. You can't.
It's taken a long time to get here.
Yeah.
And I never thought. I had a lot of days where I didn't know if I would be able to get there, be strong enough to actually, because I don't want the lifestyle if I can't handle it, pretty much. And I just was like, okay, well, I'm always talking to myself. I'm like my counselor in a sense, and I'm like, okay, well, if you want it, you gotta do, X, Y, Z to get there.
Yeah, you gotta build your strength to handle everything that comes with that.
And you have to be self-aware and realize that you can't just be thrown into it and all right, here we go, happy go. No, it's if you want a good life as well as, your dreams and your passions, you're gonna have to work at it.
Absolutely.
On yourself and on the strength, and it's it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. But that's
difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations.
You're right.
So absolutely. So you kind of answered my next question, which was gonna be like, what's most valuable to your journey? But I think you kind of answer that, just staying true to yourself like that. That's definitely
that's
what's
definitely
most
at
important
the core.
to you.
That's my anchor. That is everything. If when you come with me on this journey, you need to be checking me. I want the people in my life that are, starting out with me and who know me the best to be the ones saying, "Hey, girl."
Yeah. You need to
reel it back in.
Come back here. Come back to me.
You need to reel yourself in because you're,
and you need those friends.
I do. I absolutely
everybody
do.
does. Everyone needs honest friends.
I'm good at keeping myself, straight and on a tightrope. But when you enter fame and you enter money and the fashion and the whole shebang, you have to have those people, and you need people that you can trust.
Absolutely.
Because you're entering a whole new game of people you can't trust. And you shouldn't trust because it's
all about money. It's
all about money.
Like once you cross that line, it is strictly about money.
You're absolutely right. It's all about money, and that's why I'm very fortunate to have you and Rick and Albie and Amy. And
Rick is our videographer, by the way. Just for those people.
We love you, Rick. Woo woo! But yeah, I feel very fortunate to have a lot of people in my corner that I can trust, because those are the people that I'm always gonna, go back to and ask the real questions.
Right.
And get the real answers.
Yeah.
Because once you enter the game, people don't tell you the truth.
Oh, people are gonna be kissing your ass like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of ass back there to kiss, just so you know.
Oh my gosh, you did not. You did not. Is that really?
I love you. You're so raw and authentic, and there's just really nobody else like you. So we kind of just touched base on how we imagine life being kind of after we get over this hump, right? So kind of give us a comparison to what is your life like now, and transition to how it's imagined to be, presumably.
That's a really great question.
And that'll be your last and final question.
Oh man, okay, there's a lot of thought.
Yeah,
to that.
we're gonna end on that.
Because I've got like two different pictures, and I wanna.
So start with telling us, where are you now? What is your life like now?
Yeah, certainly. So hard question for me, just because I don't know where the journey is gonna lead, and I don't know what my life is actually gonna look like. Once I'm doing the journey and I get somewhere, my life is different.
Yeah.
But right now it's really busy. I'm working out a lot, trying to get it done early in the morning. I'm working 2 jobs. I have a lot of siblings. I have 6 siblings, and I work for a big trucking company in Houston. Doing all kinds of things. No, I'm not a truck driver.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, if music fails, you know where you can go.
Hey, I'm all for it. At one point, I wanted to be on the back of a garbage truck. Like, truly. I wanted to ride. I was always, look, I'm an old soul. I don't know if there's any correlation between garbage truck man or an old soul, but when I'm like riding, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. You should just ride the back of a truck bed. You don't have to be on the back of a truck.
If anybody out there is a garbage man, please slide up in my DMs. Tell me how it be.
Oh my god.
Because I want to know.
Oh my gosh, that's
anyway, so that's a hard question to answer, just because I don't know where I'm gonna be, after I've done the journey and I'm on the journey, and life has truly changed. But right now, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm taking care of my sisters and my little brother sometimes, and I work for a big trucking company in Houston. Bodybuilding, meal prepping. I'm in school. I'm finishing up school online, but it's just so I can have time to do all of these things.
So you can maintain everything.
And obviously, I don't have a lot of time for myself. I honestly don't have a lot of time to write. I write in the car when I'm like racing around, going everywhere.
Yeah.
I'll hear something in my head, or I'll hear a tune or whatever, and I speak it into my phone, and then, you know, later when I get home from doing my day, I sit down at the keyboard at like 10 or 11 o'clock, and I try to just get something on the keyboard and, you know, put it together and do that every day, little by little.
Yeah.
You know, in the little amount of time that I really do have to write. But it's hard, you know, right now life is busy, and I would assume that, you know, when I have made it as an artist, it's going to be just as busy, but I'm going to be doing all different things.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have time to sit down and write music, because that's my job.
Right.
And collaborating with people, and, you know, I'm fortunate to have time to even be here, you know what I mean? But I make time for it because I want it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I wouldn't change anything for the world, because I think that, you know, all of my life experience and all that I'm doing now, and, you know, the dedication and the discipline that I have to have is all gonna,
pay off.
It's all gonna be part of that artist that I become, and, you know, stuff I can write about too. You know, it's
you're right.
Just life will help me as an artist, and where I am right now, I know is where I'm supposed to be, even though it's really hard, and it's hard to find the time to, you know, do all the things, but I know that it'll be in my favor.
Yes, absolutely.
So I know it'll be a different lifestyle then, but what's important to me is just being able to have a somewhat normal lifestyle, regardless of the fame and the money and, you know, all of that. I want to be able to come home to a family and still be a mom. You know what I mean? And still be, you know, bodybuilding, going to the gym like a normal person, and have a day where, I know it'll be different, you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to time manage everything and squeeze everything in, but I definitely, that's something that's really important to me, is if I do go somewhere, I would like to try to preserve.
Take your core values with you.
I really do. I want.
It's kind of scary to think about almost.
It is, because I know that it's going to be something I have to work for almost.
Yeah.
I do have, you know, some concerns and thoughts about it, but I know that because I know who I am and what I want, I'll be able to, you know,
balance it out.
Balance everything.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows how famous? We don't really know.
We don't really know.
We never know.
But we just dreaming.
Yeah, we just
dreaming.
Because why not? The damn thing.
Because you gotta dream big, otherwise you ain't going.
Yeah, I mean, definitely though. You know, like if you don't have any imagination,
even if it goes nowhere. Even if it goes nowhere.
I got you and you got me.
Hell yeah, man! That's where I was going.
That's it. That's it. Thank you so much for just honestly being so honest and vulnerable and just authentic in yourself. It's very inspiring, you know, to everybody, not even just musicians, just to women, people in general, especially people our age. It's really hard times right now, and a lot of people are not just being honest with themselves and putting themselves out there and not being afraid to look any kind of way. You know,
I agree.
So
it is so important to be.
Just
who you are.
Yep.
Who you are. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for taking time out of your busy day, you know, and just being, for real though, you know, being a close friend, I know how your life is, you know, so like it is a lot for you to even just spend a couple of hours here to get this done. So, but you're doing it for yourself though, you know what I mean? If anything else, it's solely for you. So you got to make time for the things that you want to do. So I'm proud of you being here and making the time for you to do this.
Well, thank you.
It's first step.
Thank you.
Love you, girl. All right, you want to close us out and tell everyone goodbye or something?
Thanks guys for watching. This is video 1 of the Journey Files. Stay true to who you are, and don't be afraid to be yourself. We're all in it together. Nobody really cares what you do, what you don't do. So just give yourself permission to find who you are. It's gonna be a good ride. See ya. I don't know.
Ask him.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Can you believe that it showed up? And we wouldn't have shot on a Tuesday.